Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment.
On the track, at the wall, see ya! High fly ball, deep right field, Judge back, he's on the track, leaps, and he makes the play!
Today is Sunday, May 28th, and it's the final game between the Padres and the Yankees, and the final game of the homestand before the Yankees head out west. Gerrit Cole was on the mound trying to win the series for New York. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
All right. Yanks take 2 out of 3. And as my friend, the bomb diffuser, used to say, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. If you missed this game, it was a wild one. This was one of the more wacky games that you'll see. First of all, welcome back to Frankie Baseball, my highlight guy. Yesterday, I gave him a hard time because he skipped the game to go watch Taylor Swift. But he was back today, and the Yankees put his ass to work. Absolute laser show. Welcome back to everybody else in the chat as well. I hope that you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. Take a minute to tomorrow or this weekend to reflect on those who gave what Abe Lincoln called the last full measure of devotion. So usually Memorial Day pairs nicely with an afternoon baseball game, but the Yankees will be playing a night game in Seattle tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's recap will probably happen around midnight Eastern time. So just a heads up. Today was a premier pitching matchup between Gerrit Cole and Yu Darvish, and neither one of them was very good. But I do think it's fair to say that Gerrit Cole came out on top of the two. Dr. Hitskins wants a Rizzo injury update. I will get to that. I don't have an update for you. Hopefully we will have something on the post-game show. For anybody who's simultaneously watching this recap with the post-game, let us know if you hear something from the Yankees manager or from Rizzo himself as to what happened. But I'll get to how all that unfolded in just a second. The Padres jumped out to an early lead with a solo home run from Cronenworth in the first inning. Absolute cock shot right down the middle of the plate, about 5 rows deep. And, that's what makes lefties dangerous at Yankee Stadium. You can't make mistakes, and that's why I wish the Yankees had more of them. But the Yankees did waste no time bouncing back. El Capitan.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. A Judgian blast. All rise.
15th home run of the season for Aaron Judge. A lot of hang time on that one. A lot of hang time. Landed in the bullpen. Leads the American League now. 15 long ones. He also stole a home run in the second inning.
Like a glove.
Best part was, if you watch the replay, and I'm sure it'll pop up a few more times, that he stole a souvenir from a Padres fan as well. So that is like adding insult to injury. So not only do you hit a home run, but you take one away. I mean, what an about a 15 minutes for Aaron Judge. I was going to say an inning, but it was really 2 separate innings. I want him to win back-to-back MVPs. If you win back-to-back MVPs and you set the home run record, you probably belong in the Hall of Fame. But I think Roger Maris did the same thing and is not in the Hall of Fame, which to me is a sham. Set 42 says, roller coaster Clay Holmes almost choked it away. Reminder to hold your donos until I get through the recap, or I might miss them. So, second inning, Padres scored a couple of runs to take the lead, and it's hard to explain what happened on this one. There's a few issues here. The Yankees were just throwing the ball all over the place. There was a base hit to center field with a runner on second. Harrison Bader airmailed the throw home. And not to be outdone, Kyle Higashioka airmailed the throw to third base, which allowed the hitter who hit the original single to pick up an inside-the-park Little League home run on errors. So first of all, first comment on this is that that's the second time in a week that Harrison Bader has airmailed a throw home. And now I feel he has to lose his throwing all the way home on the fly privileges. Hit the cutoff man. That's why he's there. Second of all, Garrett Cole needs to be backing up home plate there. Instead, he was standing on the mound and he was sulking. And I think Rizzo was standing right next to him. So you got two guys on the mound and two spots with no backup. Unacceptable, period. Just a horrific play all around. We're going to forget about that because the Yankees came back and scored 10 runs and had a great day. But that's something the Yankees got to do better against. That's not going to fly against the Rays, the Astros. You got to keep your head in the game. Now, the Yankees did fight back in the bottom of the third, an absolute laser show. They hit 7 balls that had exit velocities over 95 miles an hour. It went Higashioka double, Volpe single, Torres single, Judge single, Rizzo single, and all of a sudden, it was 4-3 Yanks. Okay, we do have an update on Rizzo, so I'll get to that in just a moment. Could have been worse for the Padres right there. DJ LeMahieu smoked one to right field, but he got absolutely robbed of a 3-run home run. Bader beat out a double play, which allowed the 5th Yankee run to score. And then Calhoun followed up with a line drive to left field to make it 6-3. That sent Yu Darvish to the showers after 2 2/3 innings. IKF followed up with a line drive single to make it 7-3. And then Higashioka followed up with another double off the top of the wall, his second double of the inning, and that made it 8-3. So just to recap the recap a little bit, through 2 2/3 of a pitcher's duel, what was supposed to be a pitcher's duel, there had been 11 runs, 2 robbed home runs, and a guy with 2 doubles in an inning on a team that's last place in doubles, and a Little League inside the park home run thing. Yeah, crazy. In the 6th inning, there was a pickoff play at first base, and Fernando Tatis kind of ran right into Rizzo. I thought he stepped on his hand at first. He took his glove off, and he kind of stormed away for a second. He even shoved Tatis a little bit. He had to come out of the game. We're finding out that it's a neck injury, taking out for precautionary reasons. Apparently, nothing too bad, hopefully. I'd imagine they're going to put him through a concussion protocol, too, because he essentially got his head run into by Tatis. In the top of the 7th, Yankee legend Rougned Odor connected on a 2-run home run into the second deck off of Garrett Cole. That made it 8-5. Another run scored on a fielder's choice to make it 8-6. And at that point, I'm not going to lie, I was sweating. I was thinking the Yankees are going to blow this, and I'm going to have to rant. Garrett Cole's final line, 6 innings, 4 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. His ERA is up to 2.93 on the season. Someone on Twitter described his tenure with the Yankees well, and I think this is appropriate. He'll be unhittable for a month, and then he'll get clobbered for a month. And I think May was a clobbered month, so hopefully better in June. You got to think that having Severino back, hopefully having Rodon back soon will take some pressure off of him to be, lights out every single time. But you got to get better. This is the second time this week he's just gotten hammered. So we need more out of our ace. And, maybe with the weather heating up a little bit, he's sweating. He's not using the sticky stuff as much. Maybe they're being extra cautious with the rosin because they can't afford to lose anybody else right now with Domingo Germán being suspended. By the way, Domingo's back tomorrow. I just think we got to get better results out of Garrett Cole, period. He did get the win. He is 6-0 with a 2.93 ERA. So you look at the numbers, and at large, they look fantastic. But if you dig down at a more granular level, it's been a story of 2 seasons. Got off to a fantastic, phenomenal start, but he's been absolutely dog shit for about a month. Bottom of the 8th, Harrison Bader with the tack-on run.
There it goes.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Most impressive.
6th home run of the season for Darth Vader. And look, I broke out the Darth Vader shirt at that moment. Higgy knocked in a run to make it 10-6. Clay Holmes came in for the 9th and made it interesting. I know the Yankees only won by 3 runs, but I feel like we got through that one by the skin of our teeth. Yankees take 2 out of 3.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
ERA over 5 this month for Garrett Cole. And Dr. Hiskins had that same deja vu type of feeling that I had, that it was going to be a classic giveaway. I mean, I could see the rant coming. Sometimes you can just see the rant coming. But luckily, they averted disaster. They swerved and avoided the iceberg at the last moment. I see some people just joining that are asking what happened to Rizzo. He got collided with by Fernando Tatis and taken out of the game for precautionary reasons with neck issue. And off to the West Coast we go. And it's going to be a long flight, but hopefully they'll be in a better mood because they won this game. So let's take a look at today's belt winner. This one was tough. You know, Judge had a great day. You know, he giveth, he taketh away with the home runs. But, you know, one guy stood out despite his defensive lapse. 2 doubles in an inning and a tack-on run. Mr. Kyle Higashioka.
Let's go. Belt winner.
I don't know how many belts that is for Kyle, but, you know, good game for him. Obviously, the Yankees just squeaked by this one. Their offense has not been great recently, and it seems like it's a little bit feast or famine. Jeffrey Cole says, who are these guys? First belt for Higgy. Thank you for that. Frankie Baseball. Welcome back, Frankie. Tell us how Taylor Swift was in the chat. We gave you a little bit of a hard time yesterday, but I know that that you're a big fan of Miss Swift, and I'm not going to hold it against you. But we missed you yesterday. The home run stroker. No home runs today for Higgy. But the Yankees are going to have to keep hitting because Seattle has been pitching very, very well recently. You go look at their recent games. They've been absolutely phenomenal on the mound. So let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights together. Just watch through these. Danny says, any update on Rodon? Apparently he's either throwing from a bullpen today or tomorrow. I can't remember what they said, but he's moving along. So this was the home run to Cronenworth, about 5 rows deep. Just a dead center cut fastball. Not what you want. Stanton sounds like he's going to be on a rehab assignment soon, and we could see him maybe in LA. This was the Judge homer landing on the bullpen mound. A lot of hang time on that one. 399 feet. With a 44-degree launch angle and 173 feet high. And then he jumps about 173 feet high. Actually, he barely gets off the ground. He doesn't need to, but gets a foot over the wall. You see the Padres fan, just trying to catch it. This was a little later on. This was the throw by Bader that airmailed everybody. Nobody backing up. He throws to third. Nobody backing up there either. Not good, but he makes up for it. Double. Then Volpe with the base hit up the middle, finds the open hole. If he could do that, just hit more balls up the middle like that, he'll be okay. That keeps you in, keeps your hips in. This was scorched by Gleyber Torres up the middle. Judge scorches one through the left side as well. That scored Volpe. Rizzo with a P-rod to right field. That scored Torres. Then Bader beats out this double play ball. Scored a run as well. Calhoun going to left center. I love seeing lefties use that left field gap. And then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa been swinging a hot bat. How about a little bit of love for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa? And then Higgy taking one. This one I thought was gone. Hit the top of the wall. Just a crazy, crazy game. But Odor gets to a 98-mile-an-hour fastball inside corner. Really not a bad pitch. Just a great piece of hitting, if you ask me. Second deck. I mean, that's a good pitching. Maybe up a little bit too high. But Bader connecting. Taking one into the left field seats. Yankees hang on to win this one. All right, we're going to take a look at the box score here. Let me just get to Baseball Theater. Okay. All right, so Yankees bang out 12 hits. We got multi-hit games from Judge, from Calhoun, from Higashioka. We had multi-RBI games from Judge, Bader, and Higashioka. And still a few too many low batting averages there. We got, 201 from Cabrera came in. Didn't get in a bat today, but 208 from Kiner-Falefa, 203 from Higgy. He's off the interstate at least. Volpe still 198. I need some more batting average on this team. I'm not going to lie. Garrett Cole's ERA, as we mentioned, creeping up near 3. The whip over at 1.14. Cordero threw the ball well today. Marinaccio had a bounce back day, and Holmes scared the hell out of us. But, hey, got the job done. That's all we need. Matt says Rizzo's fine, expected to play tomorrow. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Dr. Hitskin's a fan of IKF. You know, he's been really scorching the ball lately. I don't know if he's made any kind of tweaks to his, batting stance or his swing, but he's been hitting the ball hard. We saw him hit an opposite field home run in Toronto. I couldn't believe it. But hitting line drives all over the ballpark. He got the walk-off yesterday. Low-key deserves some credit. So Max Goodman saying, yeah, Rizzo's going to play tomorrow. So that's good. That's good. Albert Jr. says, since 2018, Cole has been averaging 2 months a season with a 4+ ERA, usually between May and June. ESPN Stats breaks down by year and month. Excellent. Excellent comment. Dynamite dropping money. As long as he shows up in October, I'll be okay. Get us there and then show up. He pitched pretty well in the postseason last year, for the most part. Squint Eastwood says, if you look at the Padres roster and think they should be you look at the Padres roster and think they should be the best team in baseball, you look at their record and scratch their head. It's interesting. They do load themselves up with some stars, Soto, Tatis, Machado, but pitching hasn't been tremendous, and apparently they've been very streaky, a lot of guys who are just very hot and cold. Let's see here. Andrew says, Severino gets the honor to dominate Clayton Kershaw. I don't think he's going to be pitching to Clayton Kershaw, but it'll be cool to see Severino pitching out west. And Yo Elvis says, Holmes needs to stop pitching in the 9th inning.
Absolutely. Hey.
Bing.
100% agree with you there. Just can't handle the 9th. Jeffrey Cole says, this West Coast trip will really show what the Yankees are made of. Traditionally, they have a tough time on the West Coast. I remember that 2021 season, the West Coast trip was just an absolute nightmare, the August trip. But going back to really the 90s and probably before then, but I hated West Coast trips. Chuck Finley used to give us a ton of trouble with the Angels. Who remembers Chuck Finley? The #1 Yankee killer as a pitcher of all time. I guarantee it. I don't know what the stats are. I have nothing to back that up, but the man just could not be stopped when he pitched against the Yankees. Then you'd have to go to Seattle. You'd have to face Randy Johnson. And then, moving on in the early 2000s, it seemed like they always had trouble with Irvin Santana when they would face him with the Angels. You had Barry Zito and Mulder and Hudson with the A's for a while. West Coast trips just always seem to be a pain in the ass for the Yankees. The Italian Stallion says 2 out of 3 required against the Mariners.
Absolutely. Hey.
That sound effect is just for you, Italian Stallion.
Game over, man. Game over.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I'm a bit under the weather. I slept in until about 10:30 this morning. Could not get out of bed. Just felt like
You gotta go.
all day. I was supposed to go watch John Wick 4 with my buddy tonight, but we're not going to do that. I'm just going to go back and lay down and hope that I can get enough rest by tomorrow night's game that I'll be able to do a midnight show without looking like the guy who's on the train from Ghost. Get off my train! All right, guys. Couple more. Tim Hudson. And Griffey. Yeah, Griffey used to kill the Yankees. Griffey killed David Cone, especially. Tabor says all tests on Rizzo are negative. Here's to staying positive and testing negative. And once again, 2 out of 3, Yankees win the series. End of the homestand. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ball game over.
Most impressive.